Hi everyone. I want to speak today about losing people that have passed over. Um, I myself lost my dad when I was about 10 years of age, and even during that really painful time, when you lose somebody you love, it never really leaves you. Things get better with time, but you never stop missing that person, and the pain doesn't properly heal or go away. And I remember feeling and thinking as I got older, when I was 14 and 15, that there was a reason that, yes, people do die in life and it's a part of life and that we lose the people that we love. But I kept feeling that there was a reason that my dad died so young and that I lost a father and a parent so young. And I kept feeling that one day I would know why, and that I would go on to be able to help other people who have lost people that they've loved. And today, I just wanted to share with you, later on in life, fast forward to when I was 25. I was renting a place and with two other friends, and they had moved out. Both of them had moved out, and one of them had a bigger bedroom. And she said to me that I should feel free to use her bigger bedroom. It was all paid up, and if I needed more space, I could go there. And so I did. And I had my back to the bathroom, and I was just studying and working on my assignment. And I got the feeling, sometimes you have the feeling that somebody's watching you. It was so distinct, and I turned around to try to see who was there and what was watching me, and I turned around, and obviously there was no one there because I knew I was home alone. But I couldn't shake the feeling, and I just thought, okay, you're home alone, you're feeling edgy, just concentrate, you're looking for a distraction. And so I continued to do my work, and I just couldn't shake the feeling that somebody was there. So I got up and I went to the back where the bathroom was, and I closed the door. I don't know why I did that, but I did, and I went back to sit down again, and I didn't feel anything. So I continued to write for a little bit more, and I still didn't feel anything, but now I was curious. So I got up again and went to the back and opened the bathroom door and came back to the desk and sat down and started working again. And sure enough, I felt somebody staring at me in this presence. So by now I thought, I'm literally losing my mind, I'm under too much stress, I don't drink coffee, so I couldn't blame it on that. But I got curious again, so I decided to try the same technique, and I went to the back of the room, closed the bathroom, went back, sat down, started writing, and I didn't feel anything. So then I thought, okay, let me try again. And I went back, opened the door, went back to the desk, started writing, and sure enough, I felt the presence again. And not to bore you with the story, but to walk you through the process that I went through of this first encounter with sensing something that wasn't there on the other side. And it was for me an experience that anybody would have. And went back into the bathroom, and I looked around, and I just closed my eyes, and I started to feel where I felt there was a presence. And I just walked around, and then I saw somebody. I could see him. I wouldn't say clearly, but I could see him as if you would see somebody that was behind 3 sheets of rice paper. I could see he was in blue jeans and a red t-shirt and was faded, but I could see that. And he was young, he was about 23, 24, and I tuned in and I listened to him. I had no techniques for this, I didn't really know how to do this, but it almost seemed natural. And he was in a lot of pain and he was sad, and I could get the sense, not with all words, but somehow he was telling me, and I was understanding him, that he had committed suicide and he died tragically by his own hands, and he had been in a lot of pain. But by now I had as much as I could hold or could take without feeling I was really going crazy. So I closed the door, And I went downstairs and I called my mom and I said to her, listen, this is the experience I've had. You know, I'm really worried for myself. I need you to come. My mom, just to recap on this, my mom had always had some abilities and she could sense things and she was very spiritual and very psychic. And I thought, well, maybe, you know, if there was somebody there, she could tell me whether I was imagining it or if somebody was there. So I called her. She lived about 2 hours away. I said, please, you've got to come. She said she would, but she would come in a few days. And I said, no, you've got to come right away. I'm hanging on by a thin thread. You can hear. So she organized and she came. And she came into the home and I said to her, so she said, where is he, you know? And I said, no, what I want to do is just walk around the whole house. I'm not going to tell you where he is. I want you to go through every room and you tell me where you feel the presence. So before I'd explained to her, but I hadn't told her where and what room and all of that. So she went through the whole house and I sat quietly in the lounge having a cup of tea, shaking my nerves. And she went through and she came down and she said, I saw a young person and he was in the bathroom up in your flatmate's bedroom and I think that he died tragically. Well, I was completely, I mean, it was nice to know I wasn't going crazy, but at the same time, I couldn't understand how, you know, how I was able to see this, and it frightened me. But at the same time, I was curious. I mean, I had lost my father when I was 10, and I'd never really felt or seen him around, other than a couple of dreams when I was 11. But I hadn't had, this was my first encounter with seeing somebody that had passed over. So after that experience, I let it go. I didn't really think anything of it. My mom suggested that we light a candle and that we help pray for him to look at the light, to see the light, to invite his ancestors to come down and support him in crossing over fully. So we did that. I mean, I wasn't sure whether it worked at the time or not. This was going back 11 years now. But we did that and we said a prayer. And to follow on from that experience, things started to open up for me after that.